Okay. Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Weekly Brunch. Last week I had a little snafu and I'm going to apologize for that right now because what happened was I scheduled the interview with Rachel to show on Sunday and it came 3 days early. I hope you were able to find it and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want more interviews like that coming up. Um, but let's get into our regularly scheduled weekly brunch. Now, first, I always have to always share that this is just my opinion. So take it for what it's worth. If it benefits you, I am more happy. If it doesn't, just disregard, and maybe along the lines, I will find something that will benefit you in life. Now, today's topic is, are you prepared? This is not a prep video. That's the best way I could describe it. I came up with this discussion because a couple of weeks ago, I had a lengthy discussion with one of my younger siblings, and we were discussing wastefulness and climate change and everything else like that. And whenever we hit this topic, because this is a topic me and that particular sibling talk about a lot, we always end up on preparedness. And while having this discussion with her, I realized that she didn't realize that not being wasteful, and which is something I'm still working on, does help you become more prepared in life. Now let's go back. Let's rewind this part of the discussion. We were talking about the global discussion of climate change, the wastefulness, garbage that's in our oceans in abundance, and plastic. Plastic is a big thing because we're up there in age. So our health is very important. And the latest buzz for health-wise lately, among other things, has been plastic contamination and everything else like that. So in our discussion, I was sharing with her, and I'm about to share with you, some steps that I've learned by watching YouTube videos, by listening to homesteaders, uh, to listening to minimalists on YouTube and other places, and discussions I've had with those that are close to me. And one of the things I was telling her is that, well, I try to eliminate plastic and paper actually as much as possible. How do you do that? Well, I'm taking steps to get rid of paper towels. I'm starting to go back to using cloth kitchen towels, which, to tell you the truth, is more cost efficient than actually buying paper towels in bulk like I do, or even going to the store and buying them, because all I have to do is, once I'm done with the kitchen towels, put them in the laundry bin. I have to do laundry anyway. We do that anyway. So it's not even adding to the amount of machines I use, how many loads I do, because they're that small. Another thing is I'm not using paper napkins anymore. I'm moving over slowly to cloth napkins. I used to love them as a kid. And, think about it. You go into a restaurant and they give you a cloth napkin instead of a paper napkin. You feel a little fancy. Why can't I feel fancy in my house? That's preparing me cost-wise. Are you prepared? I know you're thinking, what does this have to do with being prepared? Is those little steps that you take. Most people don't like to cook. A lot of us has gotten dependent on Uber, sometimes Instacart. Sometimes you have to depend on Instacart if you don't have a vehicle. So there's different reasons, but you have to cut costs where you can. So that being, we ended up talking about our wasteful culture. We live in a culture that's very wasteful. We take for granted what it takes to have that food delivered. We even take granted for the food when we go to the supermarket. How many times do you go to the supermarket and you don't try to preserve the food that you buy? They stay in the refrigerator or they stay on your counter and they rot. They catch flies. It's almost as if, and if you think about it this way, it's going to change your view on how you go shopping. If you go and you're just buying just to look like you could buy, it's like buying a pair of jeans 3 sizes too small that you'll never be able to fit into. Why do you do that with your food? You get your food, prepare it. I get into it. I mean, there's plenty of homesteading videos out there that shows you how to make your food last longer. It only takes a few moments. If you buy a full load once a week, it may take you the most an hour for your food to last longer, an hour for your food not to be wasteful. So you don't waste the food, so it doesn't rot in your refrigerator or on your counter. And you have it there for a good time. We need to find ways to avoid being wasteful before we start talking about the whole global thing. We have to bring it back to what we can control. We could sit there and we could protest, we could complain all we want. And I'm not against that. But before you go out there and do that, what are you doing? How are you being mindful of how you contribute to the environment? It takes one person to get into a certain habit and things will improve. People will say, you're able to shop. You have a pantry you could shop before you go to the supermarket. You could save money by doing these extra things, by taking these extra steps. Excuse me, sorry. Some people don't know when I'm live. It's that simple. When moving forward and being prepared, it helps with your gratitude too. Imagine saying, I am grateful every day, even when you're low on cash. I am grateful every day for the food I have and the reserve I have. And let's be practical. Yes, I will always bring gratitude and mindfulness into every practice we do. This is how you hit your spiritual goal, no matter what it is, no matter what path you follow. Mindfulness and gratefulness is something that goes hand in hand with these principles. But you have to practice it on a daily basis. It's like getting up every morning and praying or doing your meditations or doing whatever banishing rituals you're doing. It's part of your morning ritual. Why can't it be part of your daily ritual? You don't have to worry. I mean, we will worry. We'll worry about how much money we have. We'll worry about how we're going to buy our food. Thank you. We're going to worry about all these things. But how you move on a day-to-day basis is part of your spiritual path, but it's also part of your daily preparedness, your gratefulness, and your mindfulness. We are not in a temple, although some of us wish we were, stuck somewhere. We are here. We have to function in the daily process, but how do we contribute? Those little things that you don't think contribute. Now, with the way the world is moving right now, it's more important to be mindful because we don't know what's going to happen to our food supply. Are you prepared for that? Do you know how to use every bit of that tomato to last for you? I just use that as an example. Do you know how to um, use what's in your house first before you go shopping? If something happens, I remember when we first got locked down. I think that was 2020. Yeah, 2020. And many people were stuck when that happened with empty pantries. And I was one of them. And I don't want to be like that. I may have what? One box of pasta, no meat, living paycheck to paycheck, shopping trip to shopping trip. Now, I'm not saying go outside tomorrow and or go out there today and do a great big grocery shopping and overpack your house. No, what I'm saying is, are you taking the steps not to get to that point? Now, I'm going to go more of the pagan mindset on this one, but the land offers many things to us, but those are many things we have taken for granted in life. And it's time for us to act like responsible adults. We have to use every bit of it, reserve, and be responsible. Once we live like that, then we could go to our government and say, listen, you're being wasteful. We're not being wasteful. You need to start complying. But we need to get out of this wasteful culture. It'll happen. It'll still be there. The other day I saw a video that stated that farmers were overrated, which I do not agree with at all. Farmers are overrated, and we don't need farmers because we have Uber Eats and Instacart. All right. I have to reply to that. And I wish I saved it. I was so frustrated I didn't save that posting. Uber Eats and Instacart rely on farmers to get us those products. And this is what we have to understand. It does not come out of nowhere. They are grown, they are cultured. We have to act accordingly. Are you prepared if those things can't come from the farmer to us? Are you prepared if they can't make it to the restaurants to make it to Uber Eats? Are you prepared to cook those meals that you like? There are ways. This week, I challenge you. Like I do every week, I challenge you. Take a look at your pantry, look in your refrigerator. Can you make that favorite meal that you like to order out or go to the restaurant to on your own? You can't? Guess what? Learn. Try it yourself. Once you get the hang of it, you will be able to make that meal before you could order it and it gets to your door. Guaranteed. Oh, you made too much. Guess what? There are ways you could preserve it that way. You don't have to throw it out. This is a time and we're being taught a great lesson, and don't miss out on this great lesson. You can prepare yourself like you prepare yourself in whichever spiritual manner you choose to. You could prepare yourself to sustain yourself. Should we, God forbid, should we end up in the same situation we were in 2020 or worse? I don't want this to happen. None of us do. But this is where we are. You have to be prepared. Our parents, if you think back of it, okay, my parents, because I am Generation X, was always prepared. I never went hungry, not because we had everything, but because they were prepared. Did I learn anything? It took me a couple of decades. Don't take a couple of decades. Learn to be self-sufficient to a point. I'm not saying stop ordering Uber Eats, because I order Uber Eats every now and then because I'm too lazy sometimes. But that's not an everyday occurrence. I also try. I can't say I know, but I try to cook to the best of my abilities, and I try to prepare meals for the week. So when I am too tired to actually take out the pans and stuff, I could just warm something up in my oven, or microwave if you have it. Are you prepared? Being prepared is not just stocking up your house. Being prepared is not being wasteful. You have come so far to take care of yourself. You'll go to the hairdresser every week. You'll go to that nail salon every week. You'll go to the bathhouse. We do have some here in New York. Every so often. You could take care of yourself and you could prepare yourself for anything that may come. Whether it's money is short, whether it's you can't leave. We just had a bad snowstorm up here in New York and throughout most of the country, where a lot of people are stuck in the house. And Uber Eats or Instacart was not going to save you because they couldn't even move. Just think about it that way. And this week, look around and see if you're prepared and take small and steady steps, whether that means checking it out on YouTube or whatever social media on how and what to do on being prepared, stocking up, or cooking and preparing those favorite meals. Nowadays on YouTube, you could find any meal, any recipe, and step-by-steps on how to do it. It's up to you. So I'm going to leave you with that. Just something to think about this week. Are you prepared if something happens this week? Are you ready? And if you're not, what steps do I need to do to get there? And if you already started, what else can I do? Every day we could learn something new. I'm having buddy check later on, in probably an hour. I'll be on for buddy check. So please sign in, please check in for that. I got some new VA news coming up and just a few little clips that hopefully will lift your spirits. Don't forget to be mindful every day, every moment, and don't forget what you are grateful for. Until next time, I'll see you.